Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry that you were unable to receive the pictures that I wanted to send to you for homework. I had all sorts of internet problems. If you may have had all sorts of internet problems. So, congratulations, you got here this morning and there is no homework due. What I am going to do is I'm going to show you 3 different pictures, one picture at a time. And when I show you the picture, you're then going to try to draw it isometrically, and then orthographically, the 3 sides, and then foundationally, okay? Now, if you have the dot paper that I gave you yesterday, then you can use that. If you don't, then there's new dot paper here for you, okay? So we're going to get started. You can see in this picture right here, we've got a base of 6 blocks. It goes 3 by 2. And then there's a second layer of blocks, and you can see 4 of them. You know, as I look at this, I see this base down here, and I see it's 1, 2, 3 wide and 1, 2 deep. And then there's 4 more blocks right here up on top of it, and then 1 final block up here. So at this point, these blocks are 3 high. 1, 2, 3. Okay, your job is to draw this isometrically and then orthographically. We're going to leave this illustration up on the screen and pause the video right here. And in about 5 or 10 minutes, when you guys feel like you have it mastered, I'm looking for about half the class to be done, then I'll go over how to do it. Okay, so let's pause the video. Okay, here we go. Let's take a look at this. I always tell you that the best thing to do is start in either the front or the top. And so really, I want to start with either this block or this block. Now, there's no perfect way to do this, but that's just how I'm looking at it. So in terms of the isometric, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start, remember, I just start by drawing a single block, okay? And this is going to be, for me, this is going to be that top block up there with the F on it right there. Okay. Now the weird thing is when I draw it, there's my Y. Now notice what happens with this line. This line goes down, but it ends up becoming the divider in between those two. We can't see the block directly underneath it. So that gets a little bit weird. So this line comes down, but instead of seeing a block underneath it, I actually have to come away from it like that to show those other 2 blocks right here and right here. Okay, and then there's a block next to that one right here, so I continue going that way. Now, you could have gone ahead and even, divided this one, and that's fine. You could have kind of separated that, but you didn't have to. And so I think with a lot of these drawings, the less lines you have, the better it looks. Sometimes the easier it is to see. And so right there is the top and second to top layers. And then underneath that there's this base of 6 blocks. And so that's pretty simple. So you keep coming down. Okay. And then here's the top of that base like that. All right, now there's a couple other lines that I could remove. I could get rid of this one. I could get rid of that one. And that's about it. That might be almost like we got rid of too much. I could go ahead and kind of put some shading on here. Oops, I forgot a line right here. And say everything that's facing to the front maybe gets shaded blue just to kind of help us see that. Maybe everything that is facing right gets shaded just a little bit of gray. It looks something like that. And then everything that's facing the top is white. Okay, now if I want to draw this, remember this is the front right here, and this is the right side, and the top we're looking down on. And when we draw the orthographic, we always draw it from as if you were standing right here at the front, looking down on it. Okay, and so let's think about what that's going to look like. I'm going to see this, set of 2 blocks, this set of 2 blocks, and then a single block and a single block. Okay, so that's what I'm going to see as I look down on it. So from the top view, what that's going to look like is this. I've got this set of 2 blocks, like that, and then a single block and a single block. Okay, because as I look down on it, I've got this right here, this set of 2 blocks, set of 2 blocks. That's this, and then a single block right there and a single block right there, and that's the ones on top of it. So this is the top view. Okay, I'm going to label that. Top. Now, underneath the top view, it should line up with the front view. The front view of this is I'm going to see everything that's blue. Now, notice right here, I've got these 3 blocks that are blue are all together, and then a single block up here and a single block over here. Okay, so it's going to look something like this. Here's my 3 blocks that are all together, and then single block up top, and a single block right here. And that's what it should look like, okay? All right, and then remember now, and I wish I would have done that blue, so I'll just go over it real quick with blue, just for the sake of making everything look kind of uniform. Okay, and then remember the front view, and that's what that is, that's the front view. The front view lines up vertically with the right side. Now on the right side, look at this. The right side, everything that's gray is what I'm gonna see, okay? I'm going to see everything that's gray. I'm going to see this stuff right here, and then this one right here. And so this is going to be this big L-shaped section with a double block and then a single block on top of it. So it's going to look something like this. Here's my big old L section, and then a double block, and then a single block up on top of that. So it should look like that. So I've got my top, my front, and my right view. And then next to that, I'll also have my foundational view. And my foundational view, remember, is just the top view, but every block is separated, so that way I can show how much the thickness is. And it should be 3, 2, 2, 2, 1, and 1. Okay, so hopefully this is what your isometric drawing looks like, and hopefully this is what your orthographic and foundational drawings look like. Okay, just one more quick look at them. And I'm sure that you're getting enough help from the people in the classroom that anyone who is maybe making a small mistake, you're there now. One of the things I do want to point out is when you draw the orthographic, the front and the top view are sitting on something. So there should be no blocks like sneaking underneath here like that. That wouldn't be possible. That would make they're floating in air or something, okay? They are sitting on the ground. Top view can look kind of crazy, but the front and right view, it has to have a flat bottom because it's got to be sitting on it, okay? Well, there you go. All right, next image. Here we go, okay? A little bit more going on. Had to up the challenge just a little bit. You can see that this is, there's a single layer of blocks kind of in a C shape there, and then another layer on top of it in almost a C shape or J shape if you're on the other side. And then there's a third block all the way up top there, okay? So same thing, we can look at this and pause the video for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then I'll walk you through how to do it. So we can pause the video right here. All right, hopefully that was enough time. I hope you all are feeling confident about this one. This is gonna get a little bit weird. There's definitely some stuff right here where things overlap and there's a gap here. And so it's gonna make your image look a little odd. We gotta be okay with that. But again, I'm gonna start with that top block right there. I could also start down here and kind of work my way back and up, but I like to work my way down. So I'm gonna start with that block right there. Okay, so here's that block that's the B on it, okay? And so again, I'm going to draw that full block like this, okay? And so that's that top block. Now notice that vertical line right there goes down 2 more, but it's in between some blocks. So I could do that. I could go, okay, let's track that vertical line straight down, okay, like this. Knowing that now there's not that I can see the block underneath that one, but now it's coming out and away like that. Okay, and it's coming out and away like that. And look back up here, and that's what it is. It's coming out and away. Now I may have gone too far. It doesn't come quite out that far, but it comes out this way. Okay, and then the other way, it does come out 2 blocks width. So it's going to go out like this, like 2 blocks, 2 blocks, 2 blocks. It looks something like that, okay? And you can see all 4 of these blocks right here. And so I can go ahead and draw those, okay? And those would look like this. And if I divided them up so you could see all 4, it would look like that. Now, we don't have to have all those extra lines. What we could do is we could get rid of these lines and those right there. We could have it just look like that, okay? Now, I'm going to go ahead and turn this corner right here and then show both of these blocks, all right? And so I've got that one right here, and it goes out 1 more, but then it turns that corner like that, okay? And it looks like that, all right? There's that L shape right there that we're looking at right here. That's that L shape, okay? And now notice that is 2 blocks high. So 1, 2 blocks high, and it's 1, 2 blocks, 3 blocks at the bottom wide. 1, 2, 3 blocks wide. And now I'm at the point where I can see all of that one. And so that one goes right here at the end and should look like that. I can see all of that block. And then from that block, I can see the front face of this one that's right up there. Okay, right there. Okay, so it should look something like that. All right, and this picture is getting a little bit tough. Like I said, when it has that gap, that makes them kind of hard to see, you know. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to shade everything facing the front side. I'll shade that gray. So this is facing the front, and this is facing the front, and then this just a little bit right here is facing the front. And then everything facing the right side, I can shade yellow and say this is facing the right, this is facing the right side, this is facing the right side, and this is facing the right side. Everything that's facing up is white. Okay, and do remember that at this point when I'm drawing my foundation or orthographic drawings rather, I always start from the front perspective looking down on it. So I'm going to see all of this, and this L shape, and then that single one. So it is going to look like, let's see, I got a single block with a double next to it, a single block right here, the double next to it right there, and then I got that L right underneath it, and then that single one right next to the L. So it should look like that. And that is my top view, okay? Again, I'll go with blue. Should look like that. Okay, and then to go to my front view should line up with the top view. Okay, should be the same width. And so the front view is you're gonna see the gray things, but some of this might be blocked out. Some of this one might actually be hiding behind this part right here. So you're gonna see all of this, and then just a little bit of this one. And you're gonna see this one, okay? And that might seem kind of weird, but that's what it's gonna look like. You're gonna see all of that. And then there's that little bit peeking out from behind. That's this part right here that I just drew. That's that single block, okay? And then you see the single block up top right there. Maybe like this. Okay, it looks like that. And then that goes right over to the right view, and the right view should be the same height. And so your line should carry over this way. Okay, in your right view, you're gonna see everything yellow. So let's look at this. Ooh, I forgot a part when I was shading my yellow. This part right here faces the right side. So I'm going to see this single and with a single up above it, and then this gap in here is going to be 2 blocks tall, and then 2 blocks tall with a single up above it. So it should look something like this. This is probably one of the toughest that we've done. Okay, it should look something like this. Okay, that's what it should look like. All right. Because in this gap in here, there is this thing right here, and that's it's 2 blocks tall of being flat. And so that's what we're seeing right here. Okay, that one's definitely kind of tough. All right, and then for the foundational, we're going to make that C shape, and we're going to cut all the blocks in individuals and just count how many tall they are. This one spot is 3, there's a lot that's 2, and then there's that one spot that's 1. So there's 1, 3, and everything else is 2. There you go. Looks something like that. Okay, so here was our original picture. Here's our isometric. Here's our orthographic and foundational. Hope those are working for you. All right, and for the last hurrah, we got to make the challenge great, don't we? Okay, the last picture we're going to try is right here. Look at this. It's like a block castle. Okay, it's beautiful. All right, so I don't know if you can see. I know that it might be dark on the screen. I can't tell. But this is actually 3 blocks tall right here. There's 1 block there, 1 block here, 1 block here. So that's 3 blocks tall. This is 2 blocks tall. This is 3 blocks tall because there's 1 down here, 2, 3. So then there's this gap. So this one's 3, this one's 2, this one's 3, meaning this one's 4 blocks tall. This is 2, here's 1, 2, 3, and here's 1. This is a little bit tough. I know it's dark in this section right here. Mm-hmm. So just kind of pay attention to what you're looking at. Obviously 1 block here, 3 stacked on top of each other right here, 2 stacked on top of each other right there, 4 stacked on top of each other, 3, 2, 3, 1. Okay? Okay, so this is going to be probably the most challenging we're going to see today, but we're going to give it our best try. So we can look at this, pause the video for a couple minutes, probably need 5 or 10 minutes easily on this one. Give everybody plenty of time and give it a try, and we'll give it a go. Okay, hopefully that went well. Let's see how you did. Here's what I would do. Again, I like to start with the top, so I'm probably going to start with that one right there. I could also start with like this one or even these and work my way kind of up and back. That would work fine. But I'm going to start with that 8 right there. Okay, so that's going to be my leading block. Again, I'm going to start with that one block that I can see all of, because I can see all of that one because it's up top. All right. Again, look at that front vertical line. 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks long. 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks long. Okay, there's a wall right here that's 1, 2 blocks. There's one block here. I kind of notice it stair steps down and then it actually steps back up. So I might try to kind of mimic that. Stair steps down and then steps back up. And there's a block here that I can see all of. That block is kind of in a front position right here. I can see all of that one. And there's 2 blocks underneath that one. And notice this one, this Z, is out in front of it. And so that's going to be out here. Like that. Okay, and then I'm going to make the tops of these. Okay, kind of finish those off. There's a top right here, and then it goes down. You can see a little bit of the top of that one, and then it goes right here. Okay, and then I can finish off that bottom edge. And so that's right here. This section is this wall right here. Okay, that's what that is, that wall right there. That's right there. And then I have this single block floating out front, which is that block right there. Okay, so that's not too hard. Erase some of this extra. I don't want to make this more confusing than it needs to be. Okay, now I need to try to go and draw this other section right here. Okay, so we got this 2 blocks that's tall, 3, and then 1. And so it comes down, because notice this section is 1, 2, 3 blocks tall. So this has to come down further. It's only 2 blocks tall. But then it goes up to 3 blocks tall. So after that, it goes up. It's 3 blocks tall. Like that. And then there's that 1 block right here that's to the right, kind of that tower. And that block's right here. I can see all of that one. Okay. And that's really what it should look like. I'm going to get rid of some of the extra lines I don't need. Don't need those numbers. Don't need this line, but I need some of it. I need this part right here. Okay. I don't need this line right here. Otherwise, I need pretty much everything that's there. And it's pretty complicated looking. So again, I'll do some shading, say everything facing the right on this one, or I'm sorry, facing the front. I'm going to make gray. I don't need that piece right there. Okay. Looks something like that. There we go. And then everything facing the right side, I could color blue like that. So this is facing the right side. This is facing the right side, even though we'll never see it from the right side because it's hiding behind this thing. And we have that right there. Oh, it looks like I did have one extra line. And then this is facing right. Whew, that's getting tough for us to see. I know our eyes can kind of really have a hard time with this. Oh, I did forget that little bit right here, didn't I? Facing it gray. Okay, and everything top is white. So you can see all these little stair steps everywhere. Okay, so now if I'm going to draw the orthographic, I'm going to see the front or the top. You can see the top is all going to be these individual blocks. Okay, it's just an individual block here, 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 here. Okay, so that's actually going to be really simple to draw. It's 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 across, and 1, 2. Okay, so it's going to look like. Remember, you're always drawing it from the front side right there. So it's going to be 1, 2, like this, and then 1, 2, 3, like that, and then it's 4 blocks wide, like that. And then there's 1 block sticking out in front of that one. And that's what it looks like from the top view, because there are all these individuals. You got 1, 2, 3, kind of in that L shape, 1, 2, 3, and then you got those 4 in a row, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 underneath it. Yeah, that's what we have. And the front view is going to be crazy. We're going to be looking at this gray. So you're going to see this L-shaped gray right here up front, and then this part towers over it. But those other parts, some of it hides behind it. And then we're going to see some of this, and then we're going to see this guy. So I'm going to start with that L shape and go, okay, that L shape is going to look like this. Like that, okay? 3 blocks high. And there's going to be a single block kind of towering up above it. And that's that one back behind right here. And then we're going to see another L with a kind of actually rather a U right there. Okay, so it's going to look like this. Oh, except we can see this block right here in this gap. I didn't account for that, so I need to kind of go back and erase. Okay, so I've got this U shape, but I get to see that, and there's that single block right there. Whew! Can you believe it? That's what the thing looks like. A L shape, crazy field goal thing, a single block. All right, and now let's just do this is challenging. Let's do the right side. The right side, we're going to see this front L right there, okay? So let me go ahead and draw that. Looks something like that. Or is it 3 blocks high or just 2 blocks high? Yeah, it's 3 blocks high. Okay, so it looks like that. And you're going to see this piece right here up on top of it, so like a single block. And then what are we going to see? We're going to see an L shape right here, okay? Because this one's blocking out the bottom of that, but we'll see this L shape with a single underneath it. Okay, an L shape with a single underneath it, yep. So it looks something like this. Here's a single underneath it, and here's the L shape. It should look like that. There we go. Crazy. And let's go ahead and draw that foundational drawing. One last thing to do. Now let's take a look. It goes 1, 3, 2, 4. 1, 3, 2, 4, down to 3, 2, 3, 2, back up to 3, and down to 1. All right, there's my drawing. There's my other drawings. I hope that this worked out well for you. Okay, you're going to have a little bit of practice, and then we're going to take a quiz on this tomorrow. So good luck. Rewind any part of this that you need to see again.